One of the most influential scientists of all time, Albert Einstein, said, "Condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance." Hello there. We're glad to have you join us on NAPTIP On The Move. My name is Angela Agbegi. Our focus is on investigation of diverse trends of human trafficking. It's a must-watch. Don't go away. It's NAPTIP On The Move.
Investigation plays a crucial role towards securing effective and fair administration of criminal justice. Its task of gathering evidence and establishing the facts is instrumental to successful prosecution and conviction. The Investigation and Monitoring Department of NAPTIP works round the clock to ensure that suspects are apprehended.
At the Department of Investigation and Monitoring, NAPTIP, what we do is investigate cases of human trafficking and all other offenses that is covered under the Act. And we get our cases through diverse ways. Some people come to complain. This has happened to them, that has happened to them. Again, we have officers who are on the field. Again, we get our cases from referrals. We are always in touch with other sister security agencies, the Nigerian Immigration Service, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Army, general public. They let us know things, and when you're talking about referrals, these people refer cases to us, just as we refer to them. So from these three main sources, this is how we get our input for investigation. When cases come to us, we start by analysis of the case. What case are we dealing with here? When we analyze the case we are dealing with, the analysis will tell us what to look out for. At times they are plainly available, at times we have to seek it out by proper profiling, proper investigation. And when we get it, then we start going after who and who are we looking for. Before we look for who and who are we looking for, what did they do? There are things we look out for. There are things that lead us to it. After investigation is completed, we approach the legal department with the case file. Let me add also that in the course of investigation, there are many things we look out for. The case of human trafficking, the offense of human trafficking will continue to go on if we don't go after the asset and the monies that is accruing to these people. Because we follow the money. The major thing, their motivation is financial gain. And after prosecution, and we are successful in the prosecution, the suspect will be convicted. After conviction, we go again to target the assets that are deemed to have been acquired with criminal tendencies like human trafficking and other things. The assets are confiscated, there will be forfeiture. And that forfeiture, after it is forfeited, it is used to fund victims of human trafficking trust fund.
The agency investigates diverse cases bordering on all forms of human trafficking and violence against persons.
In 2023, the agency investigated over 1,000 cases. It borders on almost all the crimes under the Act of TIP. Sexual exploitation, trafficking for labor exploitation, then organ harvesting, sales of persons, abandonment, and abduction. But the few ones that for me was very eye-catching was the issue of foreign travels for labor exploitation, and they were going to Baghdad. So we have two major interception for foreign travels, and they were all Baghdad cases. So pathetic that all the preaching, people are still heading towards areas where they will be exploited. The two cases there were referrals from DSS and immigration, and I think one majorly came as intel that a family member who knew about the trip earlier informed the agency, which other sets are getting to motion to intercept, to do that interception. And they are in 10, 30, 20, and they are young people. So it was really pathetic, but we were able to arrest that situation.
One of the rising cases in recent times is the sale of persons, especially children.
We had a successful outing last year. Diverse investigations took place here last year, from missing children, stolen children. There seemed to be a nexus between the Northeast, most especially Northeast, Northwest, and the Southeast. Children are stolen from Gombe, Bauchi, Adamawa, and they are sold in some other location within the Southeast. Again, we have cases of, which is novel now, you are talking about parents. It's not as if they stole their child and sold. They themselves. I'm just dealing with a case where a man and his wife decided to sell two of their children. And it's not just one place. This first one, they sold the child for as paltry as 700,000. Man and his wife decided to travel from here to the Southwest and sold the child for 700. You see the shock about it? When they came back, they went in to produce another baby. After enjoying the whatever it is of that 700, he put his wife in a family way again, and two of them connived to sell the child. After delivery, they still face the same place. And if we have not picked it up, I'm sure this family will have continued to do so. As I talk to you now, we arrested the couple. We've taken them down to the Southwest where they sold the children. Unfortunately, from the information available to me, the people that bought the children did not keep the children. They equally sold. Now, I have the husband and wife who are investigating. The DG has graciously approved that further funding for us to go after the families where they bought these children. That's one. Number two, a man on his own sold, said he has many children. He chose one unlucky one that he wants to sell so that he can use the money to feed the rest. We went after the child. We recovered the child. As I talk, the man is, we have finished the case file. I think the case file is in legal. They are taking the man to court.
NAPTIP, in the course of investigations, rescues underage victims of human trafficking and violence against persons.
Apart from that, we are talking about baby factories. We investigated several cases on baby factories last year. We are talking of a man or a woman or an individual who get up and set up a baby factory, locate vulnerable school-age children who are pregnant. Of course, it's a traumatic experience for them. They don't want anybody to know about it. Some of them are even in boarding schools, and the father must not hear, their parents must not hear that they have taken in. Then they run to local abortionists. The abortionists say, why do you have to bother? Don't risk your life. I'll help you. I'll provide you a safe haven where you can stay. Your parents will not see you. By the time you are going home, you are giving birth, we will take care of the baby for you, we will do this for you. Of course, these children will go to that place. Those are the places that we have, that is referred to as baby factories. They have a house, you can have 20 of them, you can have 15 of them, various stages of pregnancy. And after delivery, the babies are sold. At times they give them what they promise, at times they don't give. Every social safety net the society brought up is being corrupted by these individuals. Orphanages are supposed to be good places where children of the vulnerable are kept. But now some people have turned it to a business venture. And they have their way of getting these children. Last year, we recovered almost 12, 13 children from a particular orphanage. And we worked with relevant ministries and agencies of government, and we sent them as far back as to Guyuk in Adamawa State. You have to reunite them with their families. And the case has been filed in the court. And 2 young ladies came. They were staying, first of all, at Massacre. You know what they do? After a point, they moved to Buhari, rented one room, put a stove, small stove, and a mattress on the floor, and started cultivating the friendship of children around. They buy small drinks for children. The children ordinarily gravitated towards them. And which woman will not be happy with a young lady who is playing and buying things for her child? So they cultivated the friendship and the confidence of these people. And one day, they were close enough to this woman that she was going to fetch water. She said, okay, she's coming. They enter her bedroom. A child was lying in the comfort of his mother's bed. They put this child on the back and took machine and left Buhari. The woman came looking for the child. The girls eventually were able to track them and arrested them. Again, there is a man, a suspect we got, between Zuba Suleja axis. He specialized in stealing children and selling between Suleja, Madala, Kaduna axis. We recovered 6 children from him, and they eventually reunited them to their biological parents. And the man's case is in court already.
The crime of sextortion is another increasing trend.
Last year, we had several cases on sextortion. And here I have advice to give our young ladies, or even our youngsters. This idea of being friendly with a man and a woman, and you start exchanging nudes. There's always a day after the party. And when that day comes, those nudes become objects of blackmail. And here they can be very ruthless. Last year alone, God used NAPTIP to save 3 ladies from committing suicide. Those are the things, plethora of cases and investigation and recoveries. We are lucky to have a DG that is focused. We are lucky to have a DG that has the political will.
NAPTIP makes consistent efforts to ensure diligent investigation.
A lot of effort we put in place to ensure these investigations were handled properly. In 2023, there were a lot of trainings to ensure diligent investigation is being carried out, acquisition of also digital equipments to support our activities, and a lot of liaising, a lot of cooperating with other agencies, because you can't do it alone. We always believe we have to look at where you can support, where we can have more logistics to make sure the job is being done. So we did all that, and also some level of flexibility while still being focused. There are things you need to throw to the agencies to be able to give you a better result for you to get your job done. All these were put in place for us to achieve better investigation for 2023.
To all parents, here is a word from NAPTIP.
My advice to parents, have what you can take care of. Try and monitor your children. As a father, as a mother, women are even more guilty, absentee fathers. The fathers are absent in most of the cases. When we have cases and we are profiling them along the family line, either the father is no more, the parents are no more together. It's not as if the father is there, but they are no more together, and then the children, in an attempt to take care of themselves, they start taking dangerous routes. And some children, even though their parents are together, their parents are not very involved in what they do. Let's be more involved in their lives. Let our children trust us more to speak with us. If they trust us and they can speak with us, we can counsel them. Some of these things will not escalate. Above all, if you are not sure, report to NAPTIP.
The Investigation and Monitoring Department of NAPTIP is poised to ensure thorough investigation of all cases. So report that case today and be assured the offender will face the full wrath of the law.
Play your part by reporting all cases to NAPTIP. Up next is our event segment. Keep watching. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, with support from the Ford Foundation, organized a 2-day training for 35 investigators and prosecutors on violence against persons. The training was flagged off by the Director General of NAPTIP, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi.
I welcome you all to this 2-day capacity building on the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. The reason why we felt it was important to have this training is, of course, to enhance synergy between all relevant departments, enhance that collaborative spirit amongst you all. Last year we had this kind of training, but for prosecutors and investigators that handle trafficking in persons cases, not just in the FCT, but across our zones and command. If you find yourself in this space, you have to be willing and ready to go the whole 9 yards. The victims, this is the last bus stop for them. A lot of the people that come to us are poor indigent people. Be ready to go the whole 9 yards for people. Because I always say, one of the main functions of a state is to put in place people-centered access to justice. People must know what to do. People must know where to go. People must know who to call. So it is your responsibility as first responders.
She also made the first presentation on in-depth analysis of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, highlighting offences in the VAP Act amongst others. Olufunsho Owasanoye, the Executive Director of Human Development Initiative, made a presentation on workplace emotional intelligence. Other presentations on investigative strategies in sexual and gender-based violence cases, building case teams, and strengthening investigators' and prosecutors' relationships in handling SGBV cases, and evidence mapping for investigation planning and fieldwork in handling SGBV cases were made by Magnus Eme and Arinze Mbanefo, officials of the agency. The training continued on the second day with group work and presentations on the role of investigation and prosecution in the effective enforcement of protection orders and the role of key departments in the implementation of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act by Ijoma Amugo and Chineye Edeoga from the Violence Against Persons Department of the agency. The two-day joint training was highly interactive, and for participants, it was a welcome development.
A two-day workshop has been organized by the VAP department based on the directive of the Director General. We all know that since she came, she has been so, at the forefront of combating the issue of human trafficking and the violence against persons. So in this training, we have been able to learn a lot on how we can work together based on our different departments, how we can work together than what we are doing in the past. That in the past that we have challenges, but with the help of this workshop, we can work better and achieve more.
It has enhanced our knowledge in this work. I've learned more. There are some things I am not doing well that at the course of this, I think I have been equipped well now. So it's a very nice training. It's a very nice one.
The joint training for prosecutors and investigators is one of the agency's efforts geared toward diligent, effective, and efficient investigation and prosecution of offenders in line with its mandate. The UK Head of Africa for Home Office International Operations, Richard Lloyd, and his team recently paid a visit to the Director General of NAPTIP, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi. Speaking on the purpose of the visit, Richard Lloyd emphasized the importance of strengthening collaboration between the United Kingdom and NAPTIP in the fight against human trafficking. Welcoming the team, the Director General of NAPTIP expressed appreciation to the Government of the United Kingdom for their unwavering support to the Government of Nigeria in the fight against human trafficking and highlighted the significant impact of the United Kingdom's interventions in advancing the mission of NAPTIP. She then assured the team of the agency's commitment to fostering synergy with the United Kingdom in fulfilling the mandate of NAPTIP. The partnership has contributed immensely in the fight against human trafficking in Nigeria. A federal high court in Maiduguri, Borno State, presided over by Honorable Justice Jude K. Dakat, has sentenced a 48-year-old male, Shetima Ali Bulama, to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of 1 million naira for the sexual exploitation of a 12-year-old female, an offense punishable under Section 16, Subsection 1 of the Trafficking in Persons, Prohibition, Enforcement and Administration Act 2015. In Sokoto State, the High Court of Justice, presided over by Honorable Justice Amina Modi Yabo, has sentenced a 20-year-old male, Shehu Hassan, to 7 years imprisonment without an option of fine for the rape of a female victim, contrary to Section 5, Subsection 1 and Section 5, Subsection 7 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law 2021 of Sokoto State. The convict is also to pay the sum of 200,000 naira as compensation to the victim. NAPTIP is leaving no stone unturned in the prosecution of offenders. It's time to bring you an account of a victim. Stay with NAPTIP on the Move.
When I was in the village, my dad had an accident. He died. So my father brother took me to Abuja when I was in his house. So he now have problem with his wife. They are no longer living together. The wife now went to village. So I was staying with my uncle, be taking care of with his 2 children. So there's sometimes I was sleeping. My uncle will come and meet me. He will start touching my laps. I was telling that he should stop. I will go and report to someone. So he now leave me. The second day, he hold my hand and open my leg. He raped me and I was crying. For me to go and tell someone, I was very scared. To tell my mom on the phone, I was very scared. I was thinking, even though I would tell my mom would say that I'm lying, and my uncle, my family will believe my uncle more than me. So that is when some people come to our school to come and tell us a right to be a girl. So they then ask us that if someone have ever raped you or do you something that you doesn't like, you can tell us. So it's almost 4 times that they came to our school. I don't want to tell them. The 4th time, and I start crying. I'm telling them, I tell them what happened to me when my uncle raped me. So that's when that day that I told them, they even come to my house. That I don't know how they come to my house. They come and carry me to bring me to the shelter. I thank you. I thank NAPTIP with Mommy DJ. I thank you for rescuing me. Thank you.
For more inquiries and support, or to report cases of suspected human trafficking, violence against persons and child abuse, please call NAPTIP hotline 0703 0000203 or the short code 627. Take advantage of the NAPTIP iReporter app and report incidences with ease. Email us info@naptip.gov.ng. Visit our website www.naptip.gov.ng. Follow us on our social media platforms at NAPTIP Nigeria or watch our videos on YouTube.
Our time is up, but I must thank you for watching and urge you to keep a date with us next week. My name is Angela Agbegi. See you then.